Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome, everybody, to another Georgia Archery podcast. I'm your host, Big John Chandler. I think that's how it goes. And this is where we talk anything and everything to do with archery in the state of Georgia and Georgia archers, wherever they may be. And my saltwater buddy on the salty side of the world down there has joined me again. It's been what, 3 weeks now since me and you? 4 weeks? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been ever the week before. The week before I told you I was not going to Benning. That was the week, I think. Yeah, or something like that. It could have somewhere around there. So anyway, yeah. So it's been a little minute. It's been a hot minute. Things have been crazy down here around this salt water, and I managed to be able to jump on today. So man, I'm glad to be here.
Well, that's awesome, brother. I'm glad to be here. 2 weeks that we haven't done a podcast at all. I mean, I haven't done a podcast, not one-on-one, not whatever. It's been crazy. It's been a, long time no see, man.
That's right. Even though you had to pass by through here to go to where you were a couple weeks ago.
No, I didn't. No, I don't even get close that way. I take 75 south, baby.
75 south.
That's right. Oh man, how's the world treating you, brother?
Man, that's not too bad, man. We're living it up down here, man. Taking it one day at a time, living the dream.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I tell you what, I don't know. You can't see. Look at that bruise.
Oh Lord.
I spent Monday in the hospital.
Wow, that's crazy.
So we'll get into that in just a short, but it's been a really bumpy ride in the last couple of weeks. Like I said, we went through, and we got to recap a whole bunch of stuff because a whole bunch of stuff happened while we were freaking not doing nothing.
Yeah, a ton.
Yeah, so it's been a rough week. That's why Wednesday. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was sick as a dog. Sick as a dog. You sent me a message. I was like, nope.
Yeah, not happening this week, bro.
Nope.
Not happening this
That's
week.
all I could do. It was bad. But let's get into what we got. Recap from, let's see, we talked about the last thing that me and you talked about was Benning. And then you wasn't going, and then you did go, and then you whooped up on them, and then whatever. So, and then after that, I had, I think, Peyton on.
Yes.
And he hung out with me and chatted. It was hard. I got to pull teeth to get that boy to talk.
He did good. He didn't do that bad. He did. I watched it. He did good.
But he's it took him a minute to get that flow.
Right. Yeah.
And it ain't easy. Me and you talk. We can talk to the wall, but not everybody can get down.
That's right. Yeah.
But. So, so what should have happened is on the Wednesday, because I actually sent you a message and say, hey, I brought my stuff. I'm down here in Florida, and we can probably do a recap on Wednesday, and get this thing going. But it just didn't work. Like, I don't know why, but I'm trying to get something going in the background so I don't have some dead noise while we ain't talking here.
Right. Yeah, I think you ended up really busy with the with your team down there.
Let's talk about that. So the week of 4/23 through 27, right? That's how far back we got to go. Went down to Florida for the outdoor U.S. Archery Youth World Trials and Pan Am Games. I had a couple archers that were trying to make the world youth team, and plus Georgia had 8 youth trying to make the world team, so that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. I'm
Yeah.
I'm looking at
Oh, you're
the
trying to
list
look at
of
the
them.
list. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So,
looking at the list of them, and that's
mhm.
amazing. I like this. I like to
so,
see that.
out of those 8 trying to make the team, 5 of them made the top 8. So what they have to do is they have to shoot 72 arrows for score, depending on which division you're in, right?
Hmm.
U18, U21, compound, recurve, male, female. And you have to shoot 72 arrows, and the top 8 continue on.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
they take so you figure out what it takes to shoot 72 arrows, 12 rounds, 6 arrows time. It takes half a day, right? You start out 7:30 in the morning, get 3 practice rounds, shoot 72 arrows, and then do all the tallies to figure out who's where and when. Well, after it was said and done, there were 5 archers from Georgia that made the cut to move to the next step.
Okay. Yeah.
That's pretty cool, right?
No, that's a 5 out of 8 is awesome.
And it is 186 shooters total that we're trying out.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
So
amazing.
in that list, you can read that list if you want to, because there's some names on this list. I know Instagram, I can't read the chat on Insta, but we are live on Insta. So I see old Quinn's over there and Clinton's over there, and One West. I have to click back and forth to look at that. So,
Okay.
but comments. So DeLauder, hello. What's up, Sudden? Late again, as always. Oh, Bill. What up there, Tumbler Tim?
We got Wild Bill.
Wild
Bill sitting in his recliner with his
He just
with his sling on. Yeah, with his
rolling
sling
down
on.
the hill. Anyway, well, look, this is the I did a screenshot of it, so you can see what after the top, those kids. So if you read that list for me.
Okay. So for recurve, U18 women is Haeyun Choi. And I think she shot a 632.
Qualified ninth.
Qualified ninth, right?
Yeah.
And then qualified 16th in the recurve U18 women, Anushka Nag, and she shot a 617. Okay.
Yep.
And then you got compound under 21 women was Ali Teague,
Yep.
qualified 12th with a 665, which is super awesome. She's been working extremely hard.
Yep.
And then you got compound U18 men, qualified 4th, which is awesome, at Sam Wilkerson.
Yep.
With a 690.
690.
Qualified 7th is Leo Riles with a 677. Qualified 8th is our local hero, Mr. Lawton Elmore, with a 674. Yeah, that's my dude right there. I love Lawton to death. And then you got the compound U18 women coming in at 4th. Qualifying 4th is Ella Ramey with a 676, and Sophia Amadeo qualifying 8th with a 663.
Yep. So that's half the day gone, right? We pretty
Yes.
much done at lunchtime. We take 1 hour break.
That's what y'all got was an hour.
Yep. And then you come back and you have to shoot against the 7 other archers in round robin matches.
Oh, really?
So essentially you shoot a 150 if you shot perfect, 15 arrows, 3 arrows at a time against every archer in that top 8.
Oh, wow.
So you shoot against, no matter if you're qualified 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, you have to shoot against everybody. So essentially that took the rest of the day.
Yeah, that's the rest of the day. That sounds like that's gruesome.
6:40. Well, I got there at 7:30 in the morning and I left there at 6:45 in the evening.
Wow.
But I was very proud of all the Georgia archers for what they were doing, and worked hard. We didn't quite get there. Still trying. Yeah.
James must be in here.
Must be. What's up, Matthew Ayers? Good to see you. So that's what happened that day. The top 3 in the divisions, and the number 1 overall pick got to go to Pan Am games also, not just Youth World Trials.
Oh, really?
They only take one man, one male, one female
from each division.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
So the number one qualifier, or the number one after the round robins. So how that works is you got a qualifying score, and then you get bonus points for however much you made and how much you did. And for every match you win, you get points, right? Like 2 points for every match you win. And you can move up in points or down in points. It's really hard to move from the bottom up. It really is. Top 8. But I mean, just to make the cut is freaking awesome. But yeah, that's how that part went.
Okay.
And so at 6:45, I'd been in that nice sunny field all day. I was going to get me something cool and comfortable to drink and something to eat, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna make that. I'm gonna go take a shower, and I'm gonna find something and relax.
Yeah, I wasn't mad at you. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't mad at you. I figured that, but when I text you, I had everything set up, but I sat down with my wife, and I was like, I'm not so sure that he's gonna make it, but I'm gonna keep it running. And if I see his face pop up on the screen,
then you'll know. Right?
And I'll get up and come over here.
Yeah. So I understand. So after that, the Gator Cup. So that was Wednesday. Today was Gator Cup practice, and then Friday morning started Gator Cup scoring for the youth. Georgia had 52 archers shoot at the Gator Cup total.
Really?
52 in different age groups and different divisions and all over the place.
That's so I don't know if you have the numbers. I don't see it right here. Gator Cup numbers, like total, I don't know.
740.
So 740, you know. That's a ton of shooters from one state. I don't know if there's I don't know the others. That's a ton of shooters from one state.
So they have this. They have the USAT, which is the United States. You know, the run. They do 6 or 7 tournaments a year, and they have them in different states. So what happens? I mean, I didn't count the Florida. So, you know, because I'm a Georgia guy. So I'm assuming there's a lot of Florida guys, a lot of Georgia guys, maybe some North Carolina, you know, in that area. That anything is close. So when you go to California, right, when they do it in California, I mean, it's California numbers are the highest, right?
Right, obviously. Yeah, that's right.
So, and so that's why, you know, if you're going to try one of those U.S. archery events, it's a drive. It ain't far. Gainesville's nothing, right?
Yeah, it's
skip and a jump. So
yeah, I decided I was going to go a day late. So our local team that shoots all that stuff, she came to my shop and shot, and then was like, "You ain't going, Dwayne?" And I was like, "You know what? I might go," because I was at the time I was setting a field bow up anyways, and I said, "You know what? I might go." And so then I went to register, and registration closed on me.
Yeah, they closed. They register U.S. archery stuff are bigger events that closes almost a month ahead of time.
Yeah, so it's not like not like any other event that I'm used to. So I've really got, if I'm going to start, or if anybody,
you got to plan ahead of time.
Yes, you got to plan ahead of time.
And on top of that, there was a wait list.
Oh, really? I didn't see that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, there was a wait list. So people who did try to get in, Robbie Guyton, it was on the wait list, and then they moved him over to be able to shoot.
Oh, okay.
So he had to go on the wait list when he registered. He registered ahead of time before the money moves up for being late fees. You know.
I got you. Yeah. So, yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's how that works. But after, I mean that's 52 kids. That's awesome. Yeah, David, I'm with you, man. It's awesome to see that that many folks were there. I'm just gonna pop that up so people can see what David said. Well, after it was said and done, we had 4 come home with some hardware.
4 out of 50 ain't bad. I mean, that's good. I mean, those are good numbers. I don't care what you're saying. I don't care what nobody says. That's awesome.
It's not an easy shoot. No. Just plain and simple.
Yeah.
So let's see. George Riles, the 4th. That's old Griv. Finished first in the 50-plus compound.
Okay.
And then Logan Bennett finished 3rd in the bare bow, the regular senior meet. That's the adult class.
Right. That's adult in the USA. Yep. Right.
And then Sophie Amadeo finished 3rd in the compound U18 women.
Congrats.
And then the one you were talking about, Audrey finished second in the fixed pins in the U18 women's
That's
class.
my girl. Yep.
So,
She was practicing hard. She practiced hard. She practiced so hard.
Yeah, it was good. They came in good. It was fun. I Sophie's my student, and she's part of our group. The thing about it is the final, when it gets down to the final four, right?
Mm-hmm.
The three that she had to shoot against and her, those three were the girls that made the team.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the final four were the top three that had made the world team.
Oh, wow.
So
that's all.
Yeah. So just to get back to that spot, and she had to shoot against two of those three to get the third place medal. So
yeah, no, super awesome. That's super awesome.
But in the same time frame that all of this is going, 52 archers down there at Gator Cup, plus the ones that
weekend
went in earlier. Same weekend. ASA Pro-Am in Minden.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I heard a lot of positive things about Minden this year, and I'm sure I'm probably gonna see some comments about this.
Jeremy Jarrett in the house.
A lot of positive things about Minden this year that I hadn't heard years prior. Well, so I have pretty much scratched that one off of my list of shoots to go to.
Yep.
Because of all the negative things that I've heard in the past. But now that I've heard the positive things, and I've heard a ton of it, and I think I'm going to put that one on my list for next year. Yeah.
I hear you.
Yep. Awesome.
Well, anyway, Georgia had 55 shooters go down there and shoot the event.
Look at that. That's awesome.
So after that shakeup was all done, and everybody knows how an ASA works. A whole bunch of people, a whole lot of fun. They had a little bit of rain.
Mm-hmm.
We had 3 podium finishes. You can go ahead and read that. You can see that.
Okay. Yep. We got so we got in women's pro is our very own Kaylee Pettifer come in second place in women's pro. Women's K45 is our very own Melinda Hawk, come in third. Youth Opens girl is Kaylee Garrett. Big congrats to Kaylee because I know she's been working extremely hard in 4 more top 5s and 11 top 10s, rounding out the term as a whole for Georgia archers. Now that's amazing in my opinion.
I think so.
Yeah.
And if your daddy's in the house, no, we didn't read all the top 5s and the top 11s. We trying to make up for we got to make up for lost time and all this darn stuff. We got
he wants everybody to get their flowers. He's trying to give everybody their flowers.
Well, Jonathan went over there. He had a good time. I saw he was in the house down there in Minden.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, Buster went down there. Buster took a trip down there and it was a last minute thing for him. And I mean, he's got family that live a little close, so that was kind of like a whole vacation trip for him. But he said it was awesome. He said that the shoot was actually it was one of his favorite places to shoot at this point, and he shot pretty much all of them.
Oh yeah, and he shot way back when too. So
yeah, that's right. He said, man, he said the facility was nice. The ranges were super clean and super nice. He said, man, it was just awesome place to shoot. So that's on my list of things to do next year. I had, like I said before, honestly, and I hate to say this, but I'd honestly scratched it off of my things to do or shoots to go to, but I think I just added it back. So.
I got you. Well, I'm doing great. I'm doing awesome. I'm just reading chats as we're trying to get through. You know how that goes. Yeah, but there was also the critters. Appling had their critter shoot, and the trad guys went over to the Apple Valley shoot. If you ever seen if you saw some videos of some of the things that they shot at the Apple Valley shoot, they looked like they had a blast.
I didn't see anything from that. I don't know. Am I missing?
Jim. You gotta be friends with Mr. Brown.
Okay. Mr. Bowbenders, could you please send me some info on this Apple Valley thing, please? I appreciate it.
I think that was the first time they'd done it, but there was some funny shoots in there. I don't know if Bo Bender went. I don't even know. I didn't see all the numbers or whatever, but it was pretty cool.
Okay.
But yeah, so now we've caught up for all the way through to who shot this past weekend.
Now we're talking about this past weekend. We were talking about 2 weekends ago. Now we're talking about this past weekend. Yeah, man, we can't do it. We can't let this happen no more. We are way behind on this. We cannot let this happen no more.
Yes, they had yes, they do have a. I got that on my list there, David. I sure
Give
do.
us a second, Mr. McSpadden. We're getting to that. Okay.
We got you. So, who shot this past weekend? Well,
Right.
the NFAA marked 3D in Redding, California.
That is on my list of things to do because I will attend that one, and that one's happening next year. But it looked like it was a very eventful Reading shoot this year
for certain people. Oh yeah, so if you hadn't seen it, stitches are in the works there. Son.
Yeah. Bring your long pants is all I'm saying. Bring your long pants. You know?
She said all the dang places. I mean, it's all rock and dirt and grass, and I had to fall on the freaking metal, whatever.
The only metal thing out there she fell on. Come
That's
on,
right.
man.
That's crazy. But also, TAC had their event up in Tennessee this weekend.
Tennessee TAC.
2,300 shooters.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
me and Mr. Wild Bill were actually thinking about going, and then I have a 17-year-old graduating, and this was before he had his mishap.
Oh, I was gonna say that alligator got it.
Yeah,
it was a croc.
No. Yeah, so, it was a croc. The croc got him. But no, we're not making fun of it, Mr. Bill. But I think we can all laugh about that. But so I have a 17-year-old that's graduating this year, and I have a ton of things going on.
Oh, for sure.
And it just wasn't in the work. It just wasn't.
Didn't work out.
It didn't work out for me. Yeah.
So that was this weekend, of course, big things that were going on outside, and which we know. I couldn't tell you how many Georgia archers went, but I know a bunch of them that did go to TAC.
Yeah, I know a ton that went. Ton.
But
let me just go ahead and say this. I know a ton of archers that went that only go to TAC. And I've messaged these people, and I'm a little disappointed that hey, you'll drive all the way to Tennessee and shoot in the rain, in the muck, and just have a good old time, and it just be great, everything like that, and have everybody on Facebook congratulate you and tell you luck and all this stuff, and you're just out there having fun. So if you can do that, you can come your butt to some of these local tournaments, man, and show up to these local tournaments and support some of these local shoots. I'm just saying, if you can do that, you can come to some of these local shoots and shoot some of these local tournaments too. You know,
I feel you 100%. Well, this weekend, Georgia 4-H Outdoor State Championship over at Rock Eagle was Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
They had 483 archers. 42 different counties.
That's something I'm gonna have to just go and watch that, because that is amazing to me. Because you know what, I shot with Simeon this past weekend, and me and him shot together at one that we'll talk about here in a little while. And I didn't realize he was a 4-H'er. And I've been shooting with Simeon for some years. I did not even realize he was a 4-H'er, and that's where he picked the bow up for the first time. Well, I don't know if it was his first time, but he came through 4-H.
That's where he came to compete.
Yeah, so exactly. Yeah. So I think there's a lot of people that their first encounter or first interaction with with an archery event or archery tournament starts at the 4-H level, and I think that needs to be advertised more than what I'm seeing. You know, honestly, I mean, I'm not in the 4-H loop, so I think I need to, I think I need to get to one of these things and see about, and seeing about exactly what's going on at them. What's Bill talking about?
Him and his crossbow for his bear hunt.
Oh, good Lord!
He's supposed to be
He
For
better
real though.
he better be staying at home with Miss Amy is what he needs to be doing. You need to sit your butt at the house and let Miss Amy take care of you, because evidently you can't even walk in your backyard without dislocating your shoulder.
Man, look. I know y'all live down there in that swampy area, right? Yeah, but them Crocs are bad down
them Crocs are evidently real bad, right?
at his house. Oh me. Yeah, but this was the first year that they used digital scoring.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
they used between ends for scoring, which made things go a whole lot faster.
Did it really?
Yes. From what
Now,
I
is that the same? Is that the same?
what U.S. Archery's been using?
Yes, format is USA. Okay.
Yep.
I got you.
Between ends is a software online. It's I don't know if maybe you haven't used it. I don't know.
The only electronic format that I've used is at Lancaster, and I always give it to the youngest person in my group. Whoever the youngest person in my group is, I give it to them and let them do it.
Just go with it.
Yeah.
So that's what they're using now, and it went a whole lot faster. From what I understand, it used to take a while because you take all those scorecards. I mean, you got 400 something kids, and the seniors start first because they have to shoot 72 arrows. She threw the Crocs away. I hear you. And then they have to figure out who the top senior teams are so that they can advance to the next part to figure out who's going to nationals.
Okay.
And so usually that takes a while, right, to add it up. Then you got to put them all together, figure out. Yep. So
yeah,
so
he went fishing today.
He went fishing.
Yeah, he's bragging over here.
Yeah.
He's bragging.
He wasn't on no roof. He was fishing. I got you.
I was working while he was fishing.
I got you. So anyway, from what I understand, they went into the woods. That's the second part for the seniors. They picked the top senior teams. I think it's the top 4 or top 3 go into the woods to shoot 3D and field. To figure out. Yeah. So they shoot the regular multi-target is four different distances they have to shoot, and then after that they take those top 4 kids of that team, whichever county it is, and they have to go in the woods and shoot. I don't quote me on this. I think it's 7 field targets and 6 or 8. Matthew knows, he's done it multiple times. Airs, and they shoot 3D, but they don't let any coaches in there. It's just the team.
Just the team.
Yep. Because it's unknown.
Really?
Yep. 3D is unknown.
The 3D side's unknown, and the side.
I think the other is maybe unknown too. I don't hold me to it. It's been a while since I've read all through that. So, but so they go in and then they figure out who the teams are in the winter. So at the end, and then but they went into the woods before or just about the time that the afternoon line started shooting, which usually it takes them, the afternoon lines, that's usually 30 or 45, an hour before they can go to the woods. And it didn't take 30 minutes of what they said because of the online scoring, checking scorecards, checking the online, and it's just boom, 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 right? Somebody had already done the math for them. So
okay, yeah, super cool.
That's awesome. So
that speeds everything up, man.
Sure.
The score. If you've ever been to one of these events, especially a field event or something like that, and you got a bunch of kids, and I'm not trying to dumb down the kids, but math is math, right? You know what I mean? Even the grown-ups have an issue with it.
That's you're right.
Sometimes it just takes forever to figure these things out. Yeah.
That's right. Anyway, that's what happened on Saturday. Also, you went to a shoot somewhere, didn't you?
I did. It was my first time actually picking a bow up since binning, and that was interesting. Yeah.
So you shot the Ogeechee Bowman International round?
I did. I shot the international round. Now the international round. Last year, I participated in the international round, and I tied the state record. Yeah, last year, and so I wanted to shoot because obviously, So my whole goal is to try and go pro at NFAA next year, and that's what I want to do. So I was like, well, let me go. I got to go practice field anyway because I got to post a field score in order to do that. Or
an indoor score.
No, both. You have to post both. So, but I'm gonna see if I can't try and get around it. But I'm pretty sure both. I don't know. If you know something I don't know, then then good. But
Yep.
so my whole purpose was just to go and try and get some practice,
Yep.
and at field. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. If you can shoot that round with your 3D setup.
For sure. 65 yards.
65 yards is the max. You'll shoot 20 to 65 yards. You can shoot it with your 3D setup. I mean, it's not, and it is it's a very easy round, right?
Yep.
To shoot, right?
Long distance, walk through the woods.
And it is a very rewarding round to shoot.
Yes.
You feel so accomplished.
You learn more about your bow and your equipment and you as an archer.
Yes.
Than anything else. For sure.
You just do. I shot with Daddy and my buddy Sean Lane, and let me tell you something. Like Daddy loves it because Daddy grew up. That's where he grew up on field, right? So Daddy was a field shooter from way back, whatever. And Sean's a 3D shooter, right? Sean likes 3D, and we set his bow up 2 days before, right, to come out there and shoot, right, with some skinnies. And it was just all he did was just slap them on there and move the rest, and that was it. Because he's like, I'm not messing with this thing too tough. And anyways, man, he had a blast shooting that thing. And he's like, man, this is aggravating, but it's aggravating because I want to be better. Like it makes you want to.
Oh, for sure.
Do better. You get better at it.
You
right?
get 3 shots at the same target each time, so that when you screw up on the one, you go, oh, right. But you get a chance to make that up as far as fix it so that you can learn it and do it. And I love it. It's my favorite. I don't know how many folks y'all had out there. So
you know what? I don't know. Shannon's in here. Shannon, how many folks did we have? I don't know.
I mean, it was just a
practice round. I ended up, so listen to this. This was aggravating for me. So I shot, it's 20 targets, right?
Yep.
We shot a 20 target round. I shot 18 targets and only dropped 3 points, right? Through 18 targets, I shot and only dropped 3 points.
I bet you dropped them on the short one.
I did. The 30-yarder got me. The 30-yarder always gets me.
Every time, because the target changes.
Exactly. That's where the target changes at.
That's right.
So I dropped 3 points on 18 targets. The last 2 targets of mine is the 50-yarder and the 40-yarder. I dropped 3 points on the last 2 targets. I dropped as much points
for the whole day than
in
the last 2 targets.
It's because I got lazy, because I knew I only had 2 freaking targets left.
Yep.
And I just got lazy and just let it. Oh, whatever. It's going to clip a white. It's going to clip the white, and then what's it do? It don't clip the white.
That's right. I feel you. It's my favorite sport, or my favorite field is my favorite. Always has been. Everybody's heard it. If you've been on this podcast 1,000 times, I think that 3D made lazy archers. There's no doubt about it. But just before we go to the last piece on that, let's just talk about North Georgia traditional archers had their normal monthly shoot and had 42 shooters this past weekend.
Yep.
So that's always them stick and stringers be going up there, boy.
They show up for each other, don't they?
100%.
They show up. Support each other. They show up for each other, and I think that's amazing. That's awesome.
So if what he said sounds interesting to you, and you want to try an international round, the GBAA is hosting one on the 18th.
Yes, the 18th.
And open registration is now at the GBAA webpage. So it's gbaa.georgiaarchery.com. And you find a link and you can click it and fill it out. If you're not a member, you can pay for your membership at GBAA while you're there, or you can do NFAA before you get there. But I would suggest that anybody, or you can shoot for fun. I mean, you know, or as a guest, I should say. But I think that everybody owes it. If they've never tried it, they owe it to themselves to go do it one time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think and I'm going to be honest with you, we had it up there at your place a couple years back, and I can remember shooting it
on the hill on the dam.
Yes. And I can remember walking through there and there being a ton of, because we all know there's a ton of 3D archers in your area. I can remember going through there and there being a ton of that I knew at the time, 3D
Yep.
archers, and them coming out there just to see what it's about. And I'm gonna tell you, you can use your 3D setup and shoot that round.
Oh, for sure.
Without a doubt. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I think it makes you a better 3D archer.
Oh, for sure.
Shooting at spots
all day
makes
long.
you a better 3D archer. It just
Because you
does.
learn your process and you ingrain it
Yep.
all day long.
Yep, 100%. So 18th is when they're having it. I'm gonna be there, and we're gonna try and see if we can
That's
see if
gonna
we
be a
can't
busy
break a record.
That's gonna be a busy weekend.
Yes, that is a very busy weekend.
But we'll get to that. That's not quite, we're not quite there yet, but that
Yes.
it is the 18th of this month, Tail. Yes. Tail, tell me. I know you're here. Tell me how much fun you have at TAC. Because I know I saw some posts. I saw you did it. So you had a great time.
I did see he was there. Yeah. Yeah, let's
Yeah, that's
see
a
what he said.
Sunday, Tail. So let's just go on and tell everybody because we ain't got there yet. But because it ain't time for that yet. But the 17th, Coastal Empire is having a 3D shoot. So essentially, if you really want to play the game and you want to travel, because it's a long way down there, you know, we got a crowd that has to take a while to get there. So you can go down there and shoot his shoot on Saturday. And the S3DA kids that will be shooting the S3DA event, he's got 2 events going on at the same time, 2 different ranges.
That's right.
You can shoot his 3D course. The S3DA has their qualifier that Eagle Creek's hosting. On that, you can get you a motel room, get up fresh and rejuvenated, and go over there to Ogeechee and shoot the field, and then go on home. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a great weekend.
Why don't
Where are you
so
trying to go?
Bill just texted me and said, "Why don't I see all the chats?" I don't know, but I don't know where you're at, Bill. Are you on Facebook or Instagram? I don't know which one. I'm gonna grab this belt buckle so I can show you real quick. I got one sitting right here.
Oh, I hear you. Yeah, but, it depends. I'm reading the chats off of. We're in multiple places, so we're casting on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram. So ours all pulls into one pile, and so you know if you're
Right.
only
Bill says he's on Facebook. I don't know why you can't see the chat, Bill. I have no idea, boss.
the Crocs in his eyes.
It's the Crocs, Bill. So here is the belt buckle that the international round. So if you win your division in the international round, you'll get a GBAA. Now, obviously, you have to be a
AA member.
right GBAA member. But I'm gonna tell you something. This is a very sleek looking belt buckle. I love this belt buckle. I wear this.
Too.
Shit, I wear this belt buckle to concerts, country concerts and shit. I ain't gonna lie.
See, look, you got the spring. I got one like that. Says spring turkey.
Yeah.
That's one of them turkey
That's
buckles.
my only one that that's the first time I won a spring turkey with this belt buckle. Yeah.
But that belt buckle, that's the first belt buckle like that I've ever won.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah.
because I was on the man side of the young man's game, so somebody was always sniping me for the top one.
Somebody had better eyes than you is what happened. Yeah, that one person had better eyes.
ever since we changed the belt buckles, I was on the back side of that, right? So I finished second, third, fourth, whatever. But yeah, what's up, everybody? There's the ASA Federation is in the house.
Okay, there we go.
So
yes, so I have had the privilege of obtaining a few of these, and let me tell you something. I've got the older ones, and I've got an ASA one, and I wear the ASA ones, out, and I appreciate those just as much. But let me tell you something. I really enjoy. I've got pictures of being at concerts. I took this thing to the cruise. I went on a cruise and wore this thing. Like, I love this thing so much. And anyways, you get an opportunity. If you come to that thing, you get an opportunity to win that buckle.
If you're a GBDL member and you shoot in your class and you win, that's what you'll get for first place. Yep. All right. So, but that is the 18th. Go on and register. We want as many people as I can. I'm trying to get everybody in the shop. Hey, it's a one. Look, we have moved this to a 1-day deal.
1 day. One day. Now, since we brought that up,
I knew
brought that up.
All
right, since we brought that up. This is what I want to know, and I did not ask the director this, and I should have asked the director this. But let me. Do you know if because it's 1 day, Is it 20 or 40 targets? Are we doing 20
40.
targets? 40. So we're going to do 40 targets in one day. All right.
Yep.
All right. So y'all
a morning shotgun start and afternoon shotgun start.
Okay. So we're going to do 20 in the morning.
Yep.
And 20 in the afternoon.
Now, I mean, I run that club, but I'm assuming that's how it goes because the state championship reads it has to be 2 rounds unless you get rained out. Remember how that works?
Okay.
We've been through that before.
Yep. That's right. Okay. Yeah, I get it now. So anyways, I didn't ask that question because I know that in the past it's been a 2-day shoot, but with the GBAA trying to conform and trying to make it easier for people to come and
it is a double round,
right? So I guess we decided to make it a 1-day shoot, make it a little bit easier for people to come.
Easier for people because you could shoot it all in one anyway before.
Yes,
because we had a morning and an afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Now we just 1 day. Hopefully we'll get a crowd and we'll be packed and maybe have to have one of those. I remember the days that we had a set out target. You could eat your hot dog because we had a set out target. You remember?
Oh, really?
Days? Yeah.
No, I don't remember that. No. Oh no.
That.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I do. I do remember that. Yeah.
You would come. Yeah. You would make the turn, come back to because there's 14 targets there, right?
That's right.
When you're shooting a field shoot or whatever.
Yep.
And you could get a hamburger or hot dog or whatever because you were sitting waiting for the next. Right. Exactly. A set out target.
Right, exactly. So if you started in the middle of the field back there, whenever you made the turn to come back to one, you got you a hamburger and a hot dog because you were waiting on one to shoot. Yeah, that's right. Your set out target. That's right.
Yeah. So I mean, I hope that's where we get. Pushing everybody to 1 day. Hopefully, everybody comes and have a good time. So
that would be awesome to see people participating in field archery again. And I'm going to tell you, I don't know if compound archery making it to the Olympics, is going to push people in that direction, but I sure hope it does. Is all I'm saying is I realize that it's still a different game. I know it's a different game.
Pull some people out of retirement. That's all I can say.
Well, I can definitely tell you that. But I'm interested to see. Like I feel like field archery we're probably on the upswing of making a comeback right now. I know NFAA is doing some things to try.
Yes, they are, and there's some people who are going to be. I think there's be some people who mad about because things change. Well, the one thing that's inevitable about anything is change.
It will change. That's right.
That's the only thing that's static. It's constant. Is change.
That's right. Yeah, Girls with Bows it is a good start. Girls with Bows and Shannon. I don't know if I'm going to try the I don't know if I'm going to even try that. I'm 1 year away at that point from going senior. So I don't want to shoot with those young guys. Like those 18, 20-year-olds, I'm not doing all that. So I'll wait until the next Olympics and see if my 53-year-old butt can make it to the Olympics. How about that?
Is it too complicated? Let me click this one. Answer that question.
Is it too complicated for people to learn for one event a year? No, I don't think so. I think if you come, especially the international round, field round. That's what I was going to say. Maybe the field round is a little different with fans and walk-ups and all that, but you don't have that with an international round. Exactly. So the international round is just yardage. You don't have the walk-up. You don't have the fan. You don't have well, you do have the top and bottom. It's the only thing that you do have. So your first round, when you first go through, you're going to. He did say field. Oh, field. Okay. Well, now I will say, it is for one time a year for a newbie to figure it out. Mm-hmm. But it's so much freaking fun figuring it out. It's a lot of fun. It is. It's a lot of fun figuring out. The time, listen, Jake. The first time I shot it, I literally had, I don't know if I can say that on this platform, but I literally had the red stuff on my fletchings and I was unscrewing broadheads and screwing field tips on, and I went out there and learned it. You know what I mean? That was my first time ever shooting it, and it was so much fun just learning what to do. You know what I'm saying? Some of the biggest configuration problems, right, is that when you come around to the 14 or the number 1 and you have to go from left to right, top to bottom. You don't have to do left to right no more.
I know, but we
Right.
used to. We used to have to do left to right, top to bottom, and it was getting confusing. And depending on how targets are laid out, I have shot field courses in other places, not knocking Ogeechee, and Ogeechee had a 28 course for way back when.
Yeah, long time.
Yeah, so that you didn't have to figure out which target you were on and when to switch, not to switch, and that kind of thing as much. But yes, when we're trying to make it fit into the smaller section, it does make it a little more complicated, but not as bad as as you make it out. As long as you have somebody that knows what they're talking about, knowing what
Well,
they're doing, you should be all right.
exactly. And that's what I was fixing to say, Jake. So, and Ogeechee does a really good job. And for all of everybody's faults, and Lord knows we all got faults. And so, for all of everybody's faults, Ogeechee does a really job putting new shooters with experienced shooters, so that that new shooter has that experienced shooter to guide him. For instance, Buster shot with a group of kids one year. You know,
Oh yeah,
like
I remember because he was the only one that knew, and they had to put him in there with the 8 and 10-year-olds.
Exactly. That's exactly right. So Buster was a teacher for 2 days. He was literally a teacher for 2 days. He taught the field in a kind of like a, kind of throw it in your face, here you go, we're going to learn it as we go kind of thing. So
100%.
That being said, Ogeechee does a really good job teaching and putting new archers with experienced archers, and Lord knows it's a blast. We love shooting it.
But anyway, we done spent a whole lot of time on something that's going to happen in 10 days. We're going to talk about it next Wednesday.
We're going to talk about it next Wednesday again. Yeah.
But I wanted to go ahead and throw that out there because we talked about the international round. We got hooked on it.
Well, let's see. Do we got any comments over there we need to answer? Because I really wasn't watching the feed roll.
Well, Bill says that target archery is much more fun than 3D archery.
Okay.
Alicia says it's once a year. It's fun to go for it. Well, look, Alicia, here's the cool part.
This what you need. Tag her. There you go. Tag her thing right there.
You just look. Hold on. Let me roll this back up because you just put a foot in your mouth if you ain't sure.
Amen.
We just talked about it. Go ahead. I know that's what you fix to say.
All I'm saying is I ain't never seen you down here and shoot one, so you need to bring your little butt on down here and shoot one. You'd love it, is all I got to say. You just said go for it, so it's time to go for it, Alicia.
Look, here's the best part about it, right? That's what I just said. You can shoot the 3D on freaking Saturday. Go to Willie's on Saturday night. Go to Riverwalk, whatever. Just don't try to climb them steps after that.
Please don't.
And then get up refreshed and eat you some seafood maybe, and then go shoot that event that's new and one time a year because you're already down there.
There you go. That's it.
Kill two birds with one stone, brother.
2 birds in one stone. Let's do it.
So anybody who's an S3DA kid that's coming down to shoot that, man, y'all might as well just sort of look into doing that too. It's just one more day, and maybe mom and daddy can come shoot with I think it'll be a blast.
That's right. So let me ask you a question. I don't know, I hadn't heard how many, since I mean my range is hosting the S3DA.
Yep.
But it's actually it's actually Eagle Creek. Eagle Creek is the club, and they're I'm just helping host it. Now I don't have any numbers. Do you got any numbers?
Oh no, I got to log in.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry.
But while I'm looking up numbers, right?
Okay.
Why don't you talk about what we have on the midway chat? You said you just tried to read it in the midst of everything that was going on.
Yes. All right, so I'm going to look over here at these comments. Yeah, River Street, Wet Willie's, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, we all know that. We know that. We know all that. We got you, Alicia. I know. So come on down here. I'll take you to River Street. Now, the midway chat, let's talk about this. So I believe I've seen it. It's all over Facebook right now. The ATA and the NFAA joining their events. And I don't know how I feel about that. Did anybody else read that? Who else is up to date on that? The ATA, by large, has had some issues, and I'm saying issues, right? So has had some issues with attendance over the course of the past 3 or 4 years, right? Or even better than that, I don't know. But I think they're trying at this point to start grabbing competition archers to try and up the numbers. I don't know what they're trying to do, but honestly, the way I read it, it doesn't read like a bad idea to me. Like I think that's gonna bring some attendance. Like I honestly feel like that'll
Yes,
bring
May
some
18th.
attendance.
But the 17th is a 3D show over at Empire, so you could do both on the weekend. So you could go down to Savannah and spend the weekend.
Yeah, so
Go
my
ahead. I'm
shoot's on the
sorry. Go ahead.
17th. Excuse me, my shoot's on the 17th. Ogeechi's is the
18th.
is on the 18th. All right.
Yep.
But anyways, so like I said, I don't think it's a bad idea. I think it's a really good idea. I think now, that being said, I don't know who the president or the council over the ATA is. I have no idea. But I do know who the president of the NFAA is. All right. And I have heard, at times, and I don't know him personally, so I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there. I don't know Bruce Cole personally, okay? But I have heard at times that he's a little difficult.
Can be.
Little headstrong, a little difficult. Mm-hmm. Now, I think it'd be interesting to see how this is going to
I know a guy down there they call Saltwater Baby that can be difficult. Wrong. I'm just saying. Y'all might get along great.
We might get along great. Yeah, he said that's gonna be my best Al right there. That's my guy. But Lord. I can say this. Just reading it today, I can say this. I sent it to a few of my friends, and everybody thinks it's a good idea. So I don't know in the chat if you want to comment about it. I think it could be big. I think it's going to be a great turnout, and I think the one thing the ATA's got to be careful with is sales. And I think that's going to be like the thing. Like they got to be really conscious about who gets to purchase what in things like that. You got to be able to push it back out to the local shop.
The way I read it.
Okay.
ATA show used to be 3 days.
Right.
I mean, I saw you there last year.
That's right.
It was your first time.
My first time.
Bill's done it for a zillion years.
Yeah, he is the OG of ATA.
So, I understand that
Don't mind me. I'm hooking up a charger.
The business to business part that we did for 3 days.
Okay.
They've chopped it down to 2. So when we go to the ATA, we're still doing our business thing just like we normally do at the normal ATA. Nobody else is. It's not like it's open for whatever. After those 2 days, the next day, or that evening, whatever the next date is, the NFA has decided they're going to shoot the Rushmore Rumble.
The Rushmore Rumble. Yeah.
In Indiana.
Right. Instead of, traditionally, they've shot it in Yankton.
Yes. That's why it's called the Rushmore Rumble.
That's why it's called the Rushmore Rumble. Right.
For sure. And I'm trying to make sure I get this right because I don't want to misquote something. So,
I got it right here.
Hold on, I got it. I just had to get the right wording. 7th and 8th is the ATA trade show, just like we normally have.
That's right.
January the 9th through the 11th will be the NFAA Indoor Archery Tournament.
Yes.
Which is the Rushmore Rumble that they usually have in Yankton, but they've partnered to have it there in Indiana. But on the 9th and the 10th, yes, 2 separate things. Dealers for 2 days and the Rushmore Rumble for 3.
That's right.
Yep. And then here's the next part. The 9th and 10th, there is also the Archery and Bow Hunter Super Show.
Right, that you can buy tickets to, right?
Yep, along with the Archery Tournament, the ATA will debut the Archery and Bow Hunting Super Show, a ticketed public event on the 9th and 10th with the new event to attract archers, bow hunters, enthusiasts alike all over the country to see the full line of products from all the country's leading archeries and bow hunter manufacturers. The Super Show is designed to provide manufacturers a platform to showcase their full product lines and promote directly to bow hunters and target shooters that will be there. and drive customers to their local retailer.
Right. Exactly. So there'll be no there'll be no sales there, but what you get the opportunity to see
What happens at the ATA when we get to touch and feel?
exactly what I say us, but what the bow shops get to do, when they go to ATA, like normally in the past, the bow hunters and target archers get to purchase tickets and go do the same thing.
Yeah, but they get to touch and feel everything, but they don't make orders and they don't buy nothing.
Exactly, that's right.
So
you get to see what you want and and exit stage left and go to your local retailer and tell them, say, hey, look
right.
here, I went
100%.
to the ATA, I shot the Rushmore Rumble, I seen this when I went. When are you getting this in?
Exactly.
Right.
So I don't see it as a bad thing. I don't think it'll be. Yes, I heard some rumors about $300 for the tickets and stuff like that. I did hear that. All that information will come out soon for sure. But I don't see it as a bad thing as long as they don't sell nothing.
That's right.
That's my biggest thing. Right.
I think that has been the issue with the ATA in the past. Is the fact that now I'm not saying that they were selling things in the past, but he wants me to jump all over that. I'm fixing to jump on it, JG. I'll jump on it in just a second. He's posted like 3 times. Give me a second. Give me a second, James. I'll get onto it in a minute. But the direct to consumer has been killing your local retail shops, your local bow shops, and it has just been. It's been dragging them for the past, I don't know how many years, John. You know better than me, but it's been an issue,
and it's a bigger thing. And I'm not going to get into politics, but it's a bigger thing that our intellectual properties get stolen by other places across the world, and then they sell it on the intranet. It looks just like somebody else's product, but it's made somewhere else, and you can buy it cheaper. And all it's doing is choking your own people, and so. Just plain and simple. But I don't think it'd be a bad thing. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, heck, now you can go shoot the Royal Rumble and get to see all the, I think there'll be a whole lot more YouTube folks up there.
Yes,
There's no doubt. I think, look, the B2B get out of there because the next part's going to be nothing but and media, and that's great. I don't have a problem with it.
Well, that's today's society anyway. That's where everything's going. All of this is going that way.
But at the same time, well, how about if they know this is coming? It's going to be the biggest show of the year, and they're going to have everybody in one spot at one time. How about the manufacturers decide not to release stuff until then?
Amen. There you go.
So, like, I remember the days, Bill can tell you, we sat out there and waited in front of PSE's booth at a certain time, and they unveiled the new product. Wow, Bowtech did that whole big old, I remember when the Monster revealed, there was, big to do about it.
Right. Well, someone from Georgia wouldn't go just to see the product, Bill. Someone from Georgia is going to go to shoot the Rushmore Rumble, and now they get to see the product. I think that's the draw. That is going to be the draw.
But Bill, if you think about it, if it's going to be such a big thing for people to pay for, a show to be able to touch and feel and film and talk about all their new products, if I was a manufacturer, that's where I would be, and I would release my product right then because you're connected with all the people. So I do believe that it'll help. I don't think it's a hurt thing.
No, I don't think it is. Hey, listen, at the end of the day, you got to try something, because what I witnessed last year, and it was my first one.
Yep.
And me being invited by Bill and being able to go, which I was extremely appreciated. But I can tell you from the things I've heard, it didn't look favorable for ATA to continue going on in the direction that they were going. No. So some things have to change. You got to start somewhere. You got to figure it out. And I think they're not doing. I don't think they're going down the bad road by putting a archery tournament, connecting with an organization, a long-standing organization, putting a tournament in there, and trying to get target archers to come in.
Let me ask somebody. Jake, are you still there? Throw a message up if you're here. Would you take the girls to shoot the Royal Rumble and then walk around the ATA again because you haven't had no need to go?
Mid-deer season release date.
David, I believe I'm 100% with you, brother. I ain't
That
gonna lie.
aggravates. I think that aggravates the living heck out of
Out of
everybody.
well, it does. Let me tell you who it aggravates. It aggravates us on the East Coast
Yes. Yeah.
because our seasons open so much earlier. See, Jake said the same thing. Take the girls, shoot rumble, see it. That is now 3 or 4 more people that'll be there that wasn't there last year.
Amen. That's right. If
School
scheduled,
yeah, 100%.
Well,
But
yeah, there you go.
that's the thing about it, right? That's 3, and we're in a group with 15 or 20 people watching. 12
That's
or 12 or 12. So that's
right.
awesome. But that's where I think it.
And I can tell you this too: when you start getting these kids coming to stuff like that, you start getting them motivated to continue doing what coaches like Jake are doing. Right? It continues that thing. And then at the ATA, Lord knows, everybody wants to see a celebrity, like a celebrity that's your sport. Right? So if you're in the sport of archery, and that celebrity's there, Levi's there. Right? So Levi was there. If you start bringing those. And these kids are starting to come, and you start to getting that atmosphere back to what it was, 6-7 years ago.
Yep.
Then it starts expanding. Then it
I
starts
think so.
going back up.
I'll say this is a bad thing, but we're gonna move on just a little bit.
All right.
You see, the NFAA also released all of their dates.
They did. Yep.
Oh my goodness! Did anybody watch this Royal Rumble January 9th through the 11th up there at the ATA show and the Big Shots? Big show. Guess what? Memphis, Tennessee for indoor nationals. How about that?
Tennessee?
Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, I'm there, baby.
Indoor nationals.
Oh, I'm there, baby.
All right. So they just released that date. Memphis, Tennessee is March 6th through the 8th.
Oh, yeah.
In Memphis, Tennessee. Also, keep your eyes on Vegas. It's a March 26th through the 29th.
Yes, I'm going there too.
So here's I had to click it, right? I'm just one of those. Yeah, indoor in Memphis, baby. I'm telling you, we'll probably get a more crowd going there than it's ever been down. Oh yeah.
I'll be in Memphis.
So let's see here. So they also released the dates for the next 26, 27, and 28 for the Vegas shoot.
Did they really?
Yes, so March 11th through the 14th in 27, and March 5th through the 12th in 2028. So here's the thing about it. It reads, because this is, there's been some things about the indoor tournament in Vegas, right? They had to make a change, and they made a change, and they had to deal with it. So we are thrilled to return to the Parish Horseshoe Las Vegas venues, when they were more excited to announce that Planet Hollywood would join the lineup for 2026 and 2027 with a major new shooting hall. This expansion adds significant space for both competition and spectators, giving us room to grow the event while improving all-over experience and participation fans and vendors. We also for plans for 2006, we will be reviewing all the feedback from the past events and help guide the update for the event layout, shooting halls, assignments, schedules, and so forth. We will continue to keep the information updates and check-ins and awards and processes so that everybody can trade show the on-site experiences. Our goal is to make the Vegas shoot smoother and more efficient and more exciting each year. Looking ahead to 2028, we are working on something brand new, a major development that will further elevate the Vegas experience. And then, so that's be more edition. Talk about that this summer. And if you want to book your room right now, the block is open for you to book your room in Vegas right now.
Yeah, I need to do that. And that's exciting that they listen. And for all of the problems that they seemingly had, this year at the Vegas shoot, you had to know they had to work the kinks out.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, it was their first year doing this. They were going to work kinks out. Did you think they were going to just abandon this thing because of, this person didn't have their water or whatever the hell it was? No, they were going to figure this thing out. I mean, obviously, they were gonna figure it out.
And honestly, I know for a fact that they had a range laid out, the room laid out, and a fire marshal walks in and goes, "This ain't gonna work. Switch it."
Sure, yeah. And you got to learn, and those things have got to be, you've got to go through those things, right? So you got to go through those things, and you learn it, and you figure it out, and then you take notes for next year, and you go, guess what? The fire marshal said we can't scratch, so scratch that. It's got to be done this way. We got to figure this out. And obviously they're doing a really good job of figuring it all out, making it it's the Super Bowl. It's the Super Bowl of archery, and they wasn't just going to scrap it. We all know that. So
I think it's pretty good that they push their dates out now so that everybody has them, way ahead of time, understands what they're doing, can get their plans going. As Jake has we've talked about it 1,000 times. The more dates that come out, the sooner the better, so that we can put it on the schedule.
Listen, let me tell you something. My wife hates it when I plan last minute shit. She hates it. The sooner you get that plane ticket, number one, the cheaper it's going to cost you,
100%.
right? So that's even better. So if we're pushing dates out 10 months, 11 months ahead of time, go ahead and get your plane ticket. It's going to cost you half the amount of if you book it a month ahead of time.
But that was a pretty good midway chat right there, buddy.
It was.
So
that's what happens when you don't talk to each other for 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Well, there was a whole lot of stuff. Like we talked a couple of the stuff ahead of time. But I mean, this ATA and this NFAA stuff came out today.
Yeah.
So that's fresh off the presses.
That's right.
So who's shooting this weekend, brother?
We got a ton of archery going on this weekend. Let's I'm gonna run down the list what we got here. So you got we got a 3D refuge. Is that right?
Refuge yes, 3D is Refuge Archery, which is an S3DA team. Is having a benefit shoot for and it's a walk up or casual from 8 to 12.
Okay.
And I put that in on purpose because most people used to walk up being all day long. This is not. It's at Maysville. This is for a 12-year-old. Make sure I say his name right. I'll mess it up. Brantley Carlin. Mm-hmm. He's battling a brain tumor.
Yep.
All the proceeds to this, and they got raffle tickets for stuff and this kind of stuff and that, all kinds of stuff going on. To all of everything that's going on, collecting love offerings, the whole 9 yards. All of that money is going to go straight to the family for this. It's wonderful kid, great kid, and a great cause. So if you're a 3D archer and you're on that end of the world or this end of the world, and you want to go shoot and support them and help, they always have a good time and do their thing. So
if you're wondering, Maysville is just north of Athens. Okay, yep. So it is east of Atlanta, north of Athens. That's where Maysville is. So if you're just wondering, if you're around that area and you ain't got nothing to do on Saturday, or if you just want to go out and help support this this benefit right here, to be a great thing to do.
That's right. Mm-hmm. And also this weekend, Rocky Creek is on the schedule down in Dexter. I bet you that's where you'll be.
Yes, it is. I have got to shoot some 3D, and I've already circled all of my crew up, and I'm like, listen, we're doing Rocky Creek on Saturday. So that's what we're doing.
That's right. Mm-hmm. So Rocky Creek on Saturday, and the TBG, the Traditional Bow Hunters of Georgia, having Dan Quillian shoot. Yep, they do that every year, and it's in
Culloden.
Yep.
Yeah, so, where is Culloden at? I'm not familiar with that place.
It's on the map right beside the other place. So
it's on. Yep, that's the place. That is the place. Yep.
Look, there she is. We done talked about her. Oh, Kaylee, what's up?
Kaylee, we will see you this weekend, baby. I'm bringing the crew, so be ready. So. Hey, look, don't punish us K50 guys, please. I mean, geez Louise. Every time I go out there, it's like, I think I got one under 40. That was it last time. One under 40, man. Geez Louise.
Just shoot your bow.
Just shoot your bow. Hush up, you little sissy, and just shoot your bow.
That's right. But yeah, and then on Sunday, well, we need to celebrate our mamas.
That is Mama's Day.
Yep.
It is. So Celebrate your mamas. I will be here celebrating my wife, and I will. She has given me a list of what she ain't gonna do and what she has expected me to do. So I have a list of a lot of things that I'm gonna have to do on Sunday.
Dude. Yep, for sure. But and we got
Uh,
through our list, man.
yeah, we did. Shannon, Rocky Creek is casual start, baby.
Yeah, it is casual start. I think
from 9 to
Kaylee,
2.
what you do, 9 to 2 or 8 to 8, 8 to 2, 8 to 3, whatever, a lot of times.
Yeah.
So
So if Kaylee's still in here, could you answer that question for me, darling? If it's 9 to 2 or 8 to, I don't remember what it is. I usually leave out of here and try and get there as early as possible because,
warm.
well, yeah, number one, it's going to get
You
warm
turn around and go home.
Yeah, I got to turn around and go. It's not that far, honestly. It's only like I think it's 2 hours for me, but I like to shoot in the early mornings at her place. I've noticed that the later it gets, the worse I shoot. So I want to shoot early.
Yeah, but I know she allows till 2 or 3 for sure. I think I don't think she's gonna turn nobody away.
No.
But yeah, if you enjoyed this podcast, please give us a like, share, a thumbs up, something, and tell us all about it. If we missed something that we were supposed to talk about, we talked about a bunch today. You can always send an email to info@georgiaarchery.com. And you can find all this information, like the calendar, on the webpage at www.georgiaarchery.com. And we can be heard on audio form of this same video live podcast on most every podcast. You can find it everywhere. And if it's not where you listen, send a message and we will definitely get it shared out. The biggest thing is if you're on YouTube, go like and share it. That really and make a comment. I mean, the comments are great when we're doing this live because we get lots of comments. We get feedback. We get to hear everybody, talk to everybody. But go and make some comments on the video later, like on YouTube.
Yes,
so
that helps the algorithm. That pushes it out.
Engagement so that we can get more going, because the more people that know about it, the more fun we can have with it. And man, I enjoyed it. Like I said, it was a rough week. I was sick and spent the hospital, but they've diagnosed and we're good to go. And I hope that I'll be better off. I do have a field bow set up with some skinnies, but I don't have my sight tape yet. We have been doing a bunch of stuff. Well, I've been sick and been gone, so I'm hoping to get that done. I am hoping to put a crew together to come down on the 18th, maybe a lot of them to come down on the 17th, shoot and stay and do that. Yes, but if you know of anything you would need, just send us a message, man. We'll definitely answer it, and we appreciate everything that everybody does, and we try our best to go. You asked a question about S3DA. Guess what? There's about 30 registered so far.
30 registered. Okay.
But I think some of that has to do with where we're at in that pause. You know, there was a little bit of a pause between this, that, and other. And a lot of these guys will register, you know, in the next week because they got the last week, and there'll be people push it out that say, hey, you know.
Right.
So you'll be thinking about when you're in Canada with your crossbow, because you all one armed Willie over there. Don't let them cry.
I'm not picking too hard. I ain't gonna pick too hard at that.
Bill, I know, you know, we go way back. We're gonna get you on here one day so you can talk about you know, archery and you know, the shop and what you've done and how long you've been around, because I mean, it's just fun to hear. I will say, you know, I want to get more pros on. You know, Kaylee's, you know, we had a great you know thing. I want to get Tim Boykin.
We get Tim on here,
so we're gonna try to get Tim, Sambo. You know,
Sam on here.
Get some folks coming through, and then we'll try to get some local YouTube stars, maybe, that are hunters and that do other things, right?
That's right.
You know, that are local into the Georgia area. But until next time, let me tell you something. Take someone, teach them how to shoot a bow. It will last them a lifetime, and it'll build them friends forever.
Amen.
So until next time, I'm Big John.
I'm the saltwater baby.
and we will out of here.